Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Good. My name is Professor Dubois. Write that on the board for y'all, just so everyone can get a quick glimpse of my mind, how it works. Prof. Now, does professor have one F or two? It's one. It's one F. Fess or du bois. That is a terrible beat. My apologies, class. Yes, I know. English professor doesn't know how to write. How silly of me. They're cursive B. I'm much better at cursive. There we go. Professor Dubois. All right. Has everyone brought in their assignments? A couple of you, okay. Just set them down on this bad table right here. For those of you who didn't, may I ask why? What's that you say? English isn't a major here? I don't care. It does not matter. English is important. Your short stories that some of your classmates have so kindly written will all be getting 100%. Simply because of the fact that they turned them in. The next assignment I'll actually grade because hopefully you'll actually do them. That's what I'm hoping for. But today, we will be studying irony. Now, can anyone tell me what irony is? Close. Almost. How's everyone doing today? Hi, everyone. Today, we will be learning about irony. Irony and juxtaposition is close to this, so I'll put this up here as well, but we'll focus on that later. Juxtaposition. It's close to that. So when two things are similar, placed very close together in a short story. Jessica here did it excellently in her last short story. She juxtaposed a very voluptuous, cheerleader next to a very voluptuous cutout of a cheerleader. I thought it was quite hilarious. And it was some weird horror story about a fair. But anyways, irony is the story of my life. Irony. Bo Burnham has an excellent song called Isn't That Ironic, or just Ironic. I recommend you all give it a look up, check it out. Performed it on The Conan Show, or just Conan, also recommend that one. Irony. Here's the first little tidbit. I am an English major at a culinary school. Now, why is that ironic, class? Exactly, because it makes no fucking sense. Congratulations. Hi, Bryce. And Eli. Eli is watching. Hello. And today, everyone just move in a little bit. Everyone just move on in. Here we go. Apparently, some of you can't hear me too well, so we're moving ourselves up in the world. Professor Dubois is teaching today. Is that a good view of the board? That's fine by me. Now, again, I am Professor Dubois. We are learning about irony. Now, I'll give you the cookie-cutter version of irony by looking it up, according to what the Google says. But irony is the story of my life, believe it or not. The expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or empathetic effect. Now, in the terms of my story, what do you think I'm using irony for? Am I using it for humor, or am I using it for empathy? Pardon my language. A little bit of both. See, the way I got through it all is I just see it as a big old joke. You see, that's how you get through life. You'll laugh at yourself a little bit. Don't go too far, because then you'll go crazy. You'll go crazy, class, if you laugh at yourself too much. Trust me, I know. I was at the brink. Almost went there. Almost went there, but I did not. I did not, class. Let that be a lesson to you. Never laugh at yourself too hard. But my use of language is not necessarily, it's an action. It's an action of being an English major at a culinary school. That was a decision I chose because I thought that culinary school would still have an English major. Alas, it did not. But those are the decisions you live with. And that's how you get through life. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, okay? It's a little difficult, but you know it happens. Now, anyways, back to the main point. Irony. It was my freshman year, and school I attended decided to cut the English major out of their curriculum. Now, why is that, class? Can anyone tell me why they cut it? Anyone? No? I can tell you. Not for the reasons you're thinking. I'm not the only major that was cut. There was also counseling, psychology. That is also a major that is not here anymore. Can anyone tell me why that major is gone? Correct. Lack of student interest. Now, I know what you're thinking. That might be the very same reason they cut the English major. But what if I told you that they had only ran the program for 1 year? What would you say to that? 1 year, and they had one student. That seems like a very heavy, persistent lack of student interest. Granted, they had only ran the program for 1 year. Do you think if they advertised it a bit more that they would have gotten more student involvement? I think so. Granted, advertisement and marketing are fairly different from the English major, but there's a lot of ties that a lot of people don't understand. Because if something doesn't look right on a piece of paper, why would you care about it? If something isn't chunked right, or written well, or it has improper grammar on it, or something's spelled wrong, or they use the wrong word, not the right word, are you more likely to attend an event on school, on campus, if it looks nice, spelled correctly, and uses proper forms of irony as a joke for humor to grab your attention, or something bland, something that is fraught with spelling errors, and there's just paragraphs all over the place that don't make any coherent sense? Probably going to the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, where was I? Yes, lack of student interest. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Lack of student interest. It wasn't just lack of student interest that caused the English... Sorry, I'm distracted by my phone. My wife of 10 years is trying to message me about our anniversary. And I'm focusing on school now. And that's what the school should do, is focus on school. Anyways, lack of student interest. Yes, that was one of the reasons why the English major was cut. But that program, unlike counseling and psych, as far as my knowledge goes, was only run for a single academic year. Possibly less than. As far as I was told, the English major was cut right before the end of my freshman year. I started there freshman year and I was told there was an English major. And right before the academic school year ended, right before the class of 2016 was set to graduate, the English major was cut. As far as I was told, it was cut. Now, again, I return to this question. Why was it cut? Why was it brought up in the first place if there was only one student who was attending as an English major? I am confused as you are, class. It doesn't make any damn sense. Why offer the program if you only have one student in it? I am just slightly confused by it. Slightly. But I understand why. I'm going to write this in big letters so everyone can see it. Everyone can see it, excuse me. I'm going to erase all this other stuff, because frankly it doesn't matter. Irony, story of my life, juxtaposition, counseling psych, the English major, a pair of scissors, and Professor Dubois. None of it matters. Do you want to know what matters, class? I thought you did. Here it is. It is money, class. Everything in your life and in your children's lives, in your parents' lives, in your children's children's lives will be determined by money. You can say power is money, knowledge is power, whatever you want to say to help you sleep at night, class. But at the end of the day, money is what you will all be thinking about. I know you're thinking about it right now. When am I going to work? How will I get to work? Where will I be working? How am I going to pay my tuition? How am I going to pay for those books? How am I going to feed myself? How am I going to pay that mortgage? Pay that rent? How am I going to feed my children? How am I going to take care of my parents in their old age? How will I take care of myself in my old age? Is there any time for, the pleasures of life? Going to see a movie, a cruise, a family trip? You might say so, and you might think so, but you will always and constantly and subconsciously be thinking about money. And that's what every institution across the United States thinks about at the end of the fiscal year. At the end of every quarter, they are looking at how much money did I make? And that's what every one of you will be thinking. How much money did I make? And where can it get me? Thank you for the hearts. But please don't pass notes in class. Because it always, 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 and forever will come down to the amount of coin you got in your pocket. Now, that brings us back to the English major. If there's only one English major, and there's only one currently, if there's only an English major at a school and there's one English major, there's one student currently involved in that program, is that program worth keeping? because that brings in morals. Is it right to cut a major if that is the student's passion, the student's dream, his or her life goal to get a bachelor's degree in English? Now, the school, welcome to class. Adam, you're late. Please sit down. The school will care about this side of the board. This big $sign. I'm not saying it's just the school I attend or attended. It is every institution across the United States. That's hospitals, that's schools, that's like I said, any place that you give money to will care only and only about that dollar bill. Why is that? Why is that? Why have we forgotten about our morals? Is it right to not give health care to those who cannot afford it? Is it right to take away someone's dreams because it does not meet this monetary fund? No, you say, it's not fair. Well, life isn't fair, Bethany, I'm sorry. It's going to be tough sometimes. And like I said, it's not just institutions that think about this dollar bill. It is every single one of you. All of you. All of you will be thinking about this every time you go to sleep. And I think about it every single damn day. How will I get to work? How will I pay my tuition? How will I pay my bills? How will I take care of my family? And is there any room? That's all right, Adam. Please just sit down and pay attention and get your notebook out. Thank you. And as Professor Rich, I'm still working on my doctoral degree. So, can anyone answer the question, why cut the English program? Just the money, you say? They hated me. That's a good one. They thought it'd be funny? Smart, okay. That's it. That's it. Just like hit it right on the nose. Because it is my fault. My fault. I should have seen the moral situation at hand. And I should have thought about money. I am that English major, class. I know, you're all surprised. What is a philosophic professor speaking about his own problems? How could it possibly be him? Haha. So I tell you, it's my fault. I did not see the money behind it. I wasn't smart enough to see it. Not then, I am now. I ask you, should I have seen it? Should I have opened my eyes instead of blindly accepting an English degree at a culinary school? In fact, yes, I shouldn't have. But then I ask you, where would I have met all these wonderful people in my life? I wouldn't have met my very good friend, Eli Fuentes, a very successful Twitch streamer and one of the best video game players I've ever seen. You should check out his Destiny 2 gameplay. I played with him a little bit. He had to keep reviving me. I know. Destiny 2 is such an old game at this point. But would I have met him if I had gone to a different school? Would I have met anyone? Would I have met my wife for 10 years, who I'm currently complaining with on the phone? I love her to death, but she drives me crazy sometimes. I question my decisions that I've made every single day. And if you don't, something's wrong with you. So, I ask you, what will you do tomorrow? And what will you do today to make sure You are monetarily safe, and you do not forget about your morals. Yes, it was morally incorrect for not to tell me all the information about the English major. Yes, it was all about money, and yes, it was my own fault too. I do not blame the institution I attended. Not anymore. I used to, in my youth. In my rage-filled youth, I yelled angrily, literally in the quad. Banged up my own knee doing it, swinging a stick around like a wild man. But it was my own fault for not seeing the signs that were clearly in front of me. Thank you for your time. That is all, class. Good day.